Evening. I love this speaker system. It sounds like a big hall. My name's Erik Finn. I go by all three names, even with my close friends, because it sounds a little bit more like a serial killer, and that kind of leaves an impression on some people. Um, this time of year, this week specifically, we've got a chance to get involved with our families, which for some of us is good and some of us it sucks. But generally, the good thing about Thanksgiving for people with my girth would be leftovers. Um, One of the things that I love about holiday foods and leftovers is you get things like roast beef and turkey and chunks of chicken, and all of those pieces of meat really serve as vehicles to help get mayonnaise into my system. And that is one of the things that I love about leftovers so much. But it also depends on whose house you go to as to whether you're going to get leftovers or not. Has anyone ever had a family meal, whether it's a Sunday meal or a holiday meal, at a relative's house and they are really, really stingy? I had this aunt who we went to Thanksgiving Day dinner for, and there were 8 of us there, and she made a 7-pound turkey. I don't know if you guys pay attention to like what the weight is of a turkey when you buy it, but a standard turkey is about 15 pounds. She specifically got a 7-pound turkey because she hates the idea of leftovers. And there were 8 of us there, and I grew up in an Italian family, so Italian food was part of it, but this is literally what she made. You get the 7-pound turkey, she made 4 potatoes that she cut in half for 8 people. And then we had spaghetti and 8 meatballs. That's what she made for Thanksgiving. I had brought a date, and I hadn't really thought too much about the specifics of what dinner would be, but I knew how, and I'll be polite, and I'll call her frugal, how frugal my aunt was. So I said, before we go to Thanksgiving, we really have to stop and go to McDonald's to get something to eat first. And my date was like, no, that's crazy, that's insulting. We're going to go there and then we'll be full. We want to eat anything. I was like, no, you got to eat before you go to Thanksgiving at my aunt's house, because there won't be anything there to eat when you get there. So we did, and she just had fries, because she was still thinking that I was full of shit and that there really was going to be a lot of food, and there wasn't. And at the end of that, she was just like, oh my God, David, I've never met someone so stingy. And she's like, yeah, that's what that is. So that Thanksgiving would have been a complete fucking bomb, except for the fact that my new girlfriend introduced me to something that I was really fucking intimidated by. And most people, I think, in this bar would be intimidated by sex with a nightstick. I wasn't expecting the day to end that way. So after Thanksgiving, we drive back to her place, and we get all kissy and huggy and mushy and all, and that's nice. And then we start to do the thing that, you know, I, as an older white guy, have a difficult time talking to you as younger people about, sex. And one of my issues with sex is not that I'm great at it or suck at it. I'm probably kind of very average at it, but it takes me a very long time. And at my age, trying to date age-appropriate women, that means I'm dating women who are in their 40s and all, and sometimes if you don't achieve quickly enough, they're starting to think, gee, is it me? Am I not sexy enough? Am I not turning them on? And that actually isn't the problem. It just fucking takes me a long time. So she's getting concerned, actually asking, like, is there something wrong? I'm like, no, you're doing a great job. It just takes me a long time. And she was like, oh, really? I've heard about that. Have you ever had a prostate massage? And I had to admit, no. And she's like, great, I get just the thing. So she goes to her drawer, apparently it's her special drawer. She goes to her drawer and she pulls out a nightstick. And she says, one of my old boyfriends left this behind. I think this is going to help us out with your issue. And she then proceeds to put a condom over it, and my eyes just got very wide. And my sphincter did the exact opposite. And I'm really, really very concerned at this moment, and also concerned about the future of that relationship. But she comes back, and this is where I learned the benefit of coconut oil. Has anyone ever introduced coconut oil into your sexual activities? And you don't have to get specific, but it is fucking awesome. Anyway, so we're there, and she's telling me to relax. I'm really trying to relax, but my asshole is not thinking relax, like my brain is trying to think relax, and it took a long time. But anyway, so she does manage to penetrate me, and I surprisingly achieved much more quickly than I thought I would. Um, and speaking of achieving, let's move on to Mr. Warhol Kaufman, whoever the hell you are, because he's a funny guy, and hopefully he can achieve some laughter.
Thank you, David. That was really cool. Very enlightening.
You ain't never heard my set, obviously. I'm pretty sure I have vomit on my balls from the toilet. No one can relate to that.
Weird at your Thanksgiving table, right?
You guys, it's weird being black in America. Like, we don't get invited to auctions anymore. Used to get all the invites. I was living on the outskirts of Portland. Somebody wrote nigger on the fence across from my door. I was like, I'm home. I used to live in Oakland. They found a human head in the recycling plant 2 blocks from my house, which is messed up because that's compostable. I used to work at this venue in San Francisco. We were behind the bar, but we didn't have a proper tap, you know? So we just put the bottles out in the bar. People would look at me, they look at the bottles and be like, excuse me, I'd like a Negra Modelo. So I would give them one. I did this show in Vegas. I was walking on the strip. I saw a guy in a Chewbacca costume take off his mask. Wookiee mistake. I used to be married. My wife got more beautiful every day. I should have waited to marry her. I grew up in DC. One time I went to the Holocaust Museum. There was really no one there, it was just me. I saw a child-sized and an adult-sized uniform from Auschwitz. And I reached through the bars of the exhibit and I touched it. It was canvas. Something coursed through me. I wept like a grieving widow. And then I found a Pikachu. I recently realized I should stop calling my brother a motherfucker. My dream job is a sleep study. When I was a kid, I remember this happened like 3 or 4 times. My mother would tuck me in, and she'd leave. She'd go to turn off the light. I'd be like, Mom, I forget. What do girls have? She'd turn off the light. Vagina, son. Vagina. It's a true story. Yeah. So the last time I went to Popeyes, this is what happened. I've never told this bit before, but this is true. I was with my friend, my lady friend. So she drove, she pulled up. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I want some cornbread. They were like, we don't have cornbread. What would you like? I was like, cornbread! They're like, I'm sorry, we don't serve cornbread. We have biscuits. I was like, all right, I'll take 3 pieces of dark meat, 2 biscuits, and some corn. I want some cornbread. So we were like, fuck that. So then we went to this fucking bar. They served me it was like a building. It was like a fucking skyscraper of cornbread. Like, so anyone here, what is the thickest cornbread you ever saw in your life? Oh yeah. Oh my God. It was like a fucking tower. It was amazing. I really like eating pussy. That's not a joke. Doesn't have a punchline. I'm here tonight. I'm leaving tomorrow. You guys, man. Anybody like Cinnabons?
Yep.
Yeah? I love Cinnabons so much. You know why I love Cinnabons? Cinnabons and pussy are my 2 favorite desserts, man. And I love Cinnabons so much. Cinnabons are so good. Cinnabons are so good. You can buy someone else a Cinnabon and ask for a bite, and they'll get pissed off. Fuck you, this is my Cinnabon. And thank you also, but get the fuck out of here. Cinnabons is shit, son. Is anyone else terrified? Yeah?
Yep.
It's fucking scary shit going on. I had some realizations. This isn't funny. This is true shit I realized today. I was talking to some people. The first one is, I figured out the solution to white supremacy. Again, this isn't a punchline. This is real shit. The solution to white supremacy is networking. Really. The second thing, I don't know if this helps anyone else. This helped me a lot. My friend told me this today. She said, you know what? We're stronger. We're smarter, and there's more of us. That gave me a lot of hope, man. Shit's crazy right now, man. Like, I wrote some Trump jokes before. They're not as funny now, but I'll tell them anyway. Do you guys hear somebody try to assassinate Trump? Yeah? I think it was a Bernie guy. He didn't bring his own gun. He wanted the government to pay for his gun. You know what I'm saying? The weird thing about Trump is, like, you can tell Trump has raped somebody, but it's like it doesn't count because he wasn't wearing a sombrero. Yeah, I know. It hurts, man. It hurts. He built a huge wall around my heart already. There's no coming back from that shit. It's interesting, though. You know, the last time I saw a bus, I was really freaked out by how many of us Hillary threw under it. I was actually rooting for Trump. I didn't vote for him. I was rooting for Trump. Because I've been trying to instigate the race wars for a minute. I feel like, you know when you have internal bruising? You gotta let that out. You gotta let the bruised blood out. Come out to show them. I know, dude. It's just fucking crazy, man. Like, I saw a sign that said psychotherapist. Is that the kind of therapist you want? You're good. I like you. I saw another sign. That said, unlimited nights and weekends. That's all I want. You guys are great. I really appreciate that you guys are here. I'm really glad I'm here. And this motherfucker. Anybody know Corey Waits? Make some noise if you know Corey.
Yeah, cool people do.
Am I alone? Am I alone in this? Because every time I talk to Corey Waits, like every phrase that he says, I feel like I have to think 3 times harder than anyone else I've ever fucking talked to in my life. It's so interesting. I got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of ideas. I know this is a pretty depressive set. Yeah. It seems appropriate. Yeah, we got two votes for a depressive set. Can I get a third one? Can we get the second mic up? I want to get David back up here. Can we get the second mic up?
We got it already.
Yeah, no, you don't. That's what's up?
Behind you.
Oh, my bad. I fucked it up. All right. How you doing, David?
I'm doing wonderful-licious.
So I just met this motherfucker 2 days ago. We're on a cross-country tour, planning the road for the next year. And I think one of us needs a shower, David. You alright? You want a chair? You can sit if you want.
No, I don't deserve a chair. You're the headliner.
I'm the open micer. I think it's open mic. Oh man. So we planned this all out, if you can't tell. You guys, my fucking friend died. You want to hear a crazy fucking story? No? Okay. You talk then. They don't want to hear about my friend who died.
Describen Sie dieses Wasserstoffen mit meiner, huh?
It is terrifying, especially behind
That's my
you.
best one, though.
That's the best. So this show is called Fresh from the Psych Ward. And I was a little uncomfortable because I'm like, that's a little ableist. I mean, everyone I've ever met has told me I'm crazy, but I've actually never been to the Psych Ward. So do you want to introduce the tour a little bit?
Yeah, fresh from the psych ward. I've actually been admitted 4 times, and aside from any of the reasons why I was admitted, there's one really key thing that I've learned from, I would say, 3 of the 4 stays I've had. And the biggest piece of advice that I'd have for anybody who decides to vacation at the psych ward is, don't use it as a place to pick up chicks, because those relationships are just...
See, this is why you different, because
Go ahead.
I think, am I wrong? Crazy? Crazy's fun. You know what I'm talking about. Crazy. You're a drummer, though. Ain't no one trusts their instincts on the love line.
All right, ladies and gay guys, take a look at this. Is there anything special about this that you say, he deserves to be stalked?
No, you're sexy. You don't know, you're sexy.
No, I don't. See, I don't get it. I'm not wealthy. I'm not all that attractive. I'm not like amazingly intelligent. So I've not.
But he has a really penis.
Yes, I have one of those. But I've not earned the right to have a stalker. Yet I had a stalker. It's virtually unbelievable. It's really odd. And like there should have been red flags.
What was his name?
It was her, and I actually promised her that I'd never use her name if I talked about her when I did my jokes. So I can't tell you her name.
Well, promises made no stalker of mine. I do have one bit that I wanted to throw out. I feel like technically I'm a man and shit. You notice like men have to broadcast every accomplishment. You know what I'm talking about? Like men have to fucking broadcast. Like you can't just do the dishes. You gotta be like, oh, we better get a new sponge. When I was doing the dishes, that sponge smells bad. We can't. I would have done more, but I did 2 dishes. I had to throw out the sponge. You can't just like can't accomplish anything. You can't just like not hit on someone. You gotta be like, I just want you to know you're very beautiful. I would hit on you, but I want to be respectful. Like I feel like I have to broadcast everything.
Do I hold my mic like a white guy?
You guys, this is a beautiful experiment. I want to leave you with this thought.
That I hold my mic like a white guy.
We gotta look out for each other. Real talk. We gotta talk to each other. The shit that might happen is not inevitable. It can be prevented. And that shit ain't funny, but it's real as fuck. Thank you.